the middle. Jason Richardson and Derek Fisher in the backcourt. Derek Fisher bothered by the flu a little bit. And Mike Montgomery's going to watch his minutes and also monitoring Baron Davis's minutes at the point guard spot. For Philadelphia, losing to Miami by 8 last night. Chris Webber and Kyle Korver at the forward. Samuel Dellenbear at center with the rookie Andre Iguodala and Allen Iverson for Jim O'Brien, who's seen his team go 3-3 since acquiring Chris Webber. And what an odd predicament. A half game behind Indiana for the 8th spot, but 2 games behind Boston for the 3rd spot if they were to win the Atlantic. So certainly in the playoff race, but I think they'd rather be the number 3 seed.
It's interesting how the logjam carries out there in the East. And you're talking about teams under 500.
Richardson not throwing it away, and Iverson always in the passing lane, setting up Korver, the 3-point bombardier, and he hits it. Allen Iverson is 3rd in the league at steals at 2.2 a game. And Korver was 2nd in the 3-point shooting contest at All-Star Weekend the last 2 years. And Fisher dribbling it off his foot.
I think Iverson will try to finish this one.
And he does. Not a good beginning for the Warriors.
They thrive on steals. 2nd in the league in steals.
Richardson on the rookie Iguodala.
He was very athletic, quite a slasher.
Murphy reposting Jason. Knocked away. Iguodala's in the top 10 in steals as well. And Iverson rimming it out. Rebound battle. Webber had it. Spilled to the ground. Korver, look what I found. Another 3.
Well, the Warriors spot him 8 very quickly. And really without getting a shot off.
Warriors have yet to shoot the ball. First minute and a half.
I think that's why Derek Fisher was a little concerned to throw that little pick and roll right there. Didn't want to get another interception.
Then Levy in traffic, and then it's not a foul. It's called a jump ball.
I think the ball was hit first, but I think on the re-steal here, this is where Dunleavy wanted to get to the free throw line. They didn't see the elbow on the head.
Well, the Warriors get the tip, and Murphy gets a dunk, so that'll work. The Warriors are on the board. Phillies wearing their Syracuse National uniforms. Warriors in their city jerseys are going to wear their again tomorrow night. 4 consecutive games on this road trip, and as the Sixers throw it away, Richardson will be called for a foul.
Well, let's take a look at the tip. Dunleavy gets the 2nd one, and they did not protect the basket. Nobody was over on that side. That was a mistake.
Give Richardson his first personal. Iverson 3. A long rebound to Fisher. Dunleavy on Korver. Doubled. Fisher catch and shoot. That's when he's at his best as he rails the 3.
Well, Mike Dunleavy very patient there. Wanted to go one-on-one. I like the aggressive move. Then he got the double team. He kicks it out to the open guy. Timely passing is so important.
Webber, that's his game now. He is a spot-up shooter and really has improved that mid-range jumper over the last couple of years.
Well, I'm just curious to see how he's going to run alongside Allen Iverson, because he's not going to get near the touches that he got in Sacramento. No question about that.
Richardson wing jumper, rimming it out. Rebound battle pulled by Foyle. And O'Donnell recycling a new possession. Dunleavy just a ball fake. Murphy another offensive rebound, and he'll put it up and in.
Webber never chased at him. I think you can get shots on Chris Webber, especially if he doesn't like to move from a lot of spots. If Murphy moves without the ball, he'll get openings. But he loves to shoot from that wing.
And Webber missing there. Rebound off Jason Richardson. Warriors less than pleased with a couple of the early whistles. Eddie Rush, Tony Brothers, and Eric Lewis will blow them.
Yeah, and they've got to play right through that. And I think they're probably right in those assessments, but you got to make your own breaks.
Korver catch and shoot again. Fisher pushing.
Dunleavy's got a good post up.
Webber got a hand on it. Still Warrior ball. Well, Chris Webber has been in the Philadelphia papers, which is never a real good idea, given the media in this market, saying he didn't like to be taped up for shoot-arounds. He didn't like being sat on the bench against Atlanta for long stretches in the second half. And Dunleavy, beautiful feed from Richardson. And after being down 8-0, the Warriors storm back into the game.
You can score against this club. They're pretty porous defensively.
They allow 100 points a game.
Much to Dick Harder's disdain.
Iverson with everybody collapsing. Korver again. He hit his first one.
Hit his first two and missed his last two now.
Richardson 3. Jason Richardson is 26 of his last 46 on threes.
And they're looking good too. What a release. He stopped on a dime there and just powered up. And Korver's going to be a little gun shy now.
Webber again, line driving that flat, and Richardson an easy rebound.
One thing about Webber, and you can see it in the early going, he knows he's not going to get a lot of shots, so he's going to be forcing a shot, and they've made him take 2 shots now from a little out of his range.
Murphy put it up on D'Alembert, and Iguodala starting the break. Iverson rattling it in.
So, the thing about Webber, I keep thinking about that. He's going to take that shot, Bob, because he knows they're few and far between, with the ball going to be in Iverson's hands, leading scorer in the league, over 30 a game. But if you can keep him a little further away out of his comfort zone, then you can get the defensive rebound and run. So Webber does not want to come out.
That's where Murphy, if he's going to have a good shooting night, that's going to benefit the Warriors greatly. Troy is 3 of 4. Just as you said, Jim, Webber's not going to come beyond about 12 feet, and Troy's got range much deeper than that.
Yeah, they're finding him now. He kind of feels good about that. He just took a little step back, and he was home free. Here's a slasher they got to worry about. He hurt them in Oakland in January.
Iverson 3. And Boyle did well to protect himself and pull that rebound.
Jason's got to protect the ball here.
Murphy again. It's on D'Alembert, not Webber. Shot clock at 11.
Someone's got to move. Everyone's standing around.
Philly in a little zone look. Murphy down the lane, taking it in, and draws the foul. Again, the lateral movement and the lack of explosion. Chris Webber 3 years ago would have gotten up to try to block that shot.
Now, Richardson has the ball. He penetrates. Korver steps up. That's Dunleavy's man, so Mike Dunleavy always makes the right move and steps inside. Now 2 men jump at Murphy. Now Webber did not like the foul, but he moved under, and like you said, he never even left the floor. He never exploded up, tried to block the shot. It did help that Murphy was left-handed coming in from that angle.
So Murphy's had back-to-back double-doubles in Washington and New York. Seems to be coming out of his offensive funk a little bit after that broken thumb, but it was on a shooting hand, so it was a matter of time before the shooting came around. And Troy already with 8, and the Warriors up 4. They trailed this game 8-0. And more than bounced back. Korver again. So Kyle Korver, if he takes a shot in the paint, we'll stop the game. Because he is absolutely a perimeter bombardier, and he's got 8, and he will continue to fire.
Yeah, he's playing with confidence now, isn't he? I mean the second half of this year.
Defensive 3-second technical on Chris Webber. Well, Kyle Korver's just fired up because Creighton got into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's right. They just did.
They won the Missouri Valley Conference.
How about Niagara getting in? Last time they got in was 1970 with Calvin Murphy.
Yeah. And Derek Fisher netting the technical free throw. And Kyle Korver was kind of a find a year ago and has just doubled his three-point production in far less games. He'll be a restricted free agent this offseason.
Well, he'll get some interest.
Richardson step back 3, rimming it out, and D'Alembert slicing in for the rebound. We'll stop the ball when Iverson's in full flight. That's easier said than done as Fisher gets the hand check. That'll take us to the mandatory. 5:48 remaining in the first, and the Warriors, after a very slow start, have rebounded nicely. Moving around with 4 assists on their 6 made field goals.
Well, after the Sixers started out 8-0, they have been moving it. Murphy hitting the jump shot. Mike Dunleavy finding Derek Fisher. And Jason Richardson gets his 2nd assist in this early going as he hits Mike Dunleavy after a little bit of penetration. So 2 assists for Dunleavy, 2 assists for Richardson.
I think Jason's last play, Jim, as word gets out around the league, obviously, with him scoring this incredible amount, he knows extra defenders are coming to him.
Oh, yeah.
And making other people around him better is the next step in his ascension to stardom.
He's also understanding, as Corver hits another one, he's understanding that he can make an up fake because they have to respect that outside shot, talking about Jason Richardson, and then he can take one dribble penetration and move the defense and find people without taking it to trouble with 2 or 3 dribbles.
Corver averages 12 points a game. He's got 10 here in the first quarter. Dunleavy 3, rattling out. Dallenberg pushing ahead to Iverson. No substitutions either way, and Iverson will get to the line again.
Now, if there had not been a shot attempt, they wouldn't have called a foul. He bumps in, and then he takes the shot, and it doesn't go in. He gets the call.
Well, 2 fouls on Fisher, and Baron Davis coming to the scorer's table. Iverson taking about 10 free throws a game. Get on that season ticket priority list. You can win an autographed Baron Davis jersey or join the Warriors at training camp in Hawaii. Log on to Warriors.com or call 888-GSW-HOOP and click on option 1. There are people standing by right now to talk to you about your season tickets for next season and get you on that priority list. Baron Davis played 31 minutes against the Knicks and checking in here. Iverson hitting both free throws. So Iverson was 6 and Philly up 1. Iguodala knocking it away from Richardson, and just Jason's stare down is that's a foul on the other end when Iverson gets touched. How come it's not a foul when they knock me around?
Well, Iguodala was holding onto the left arm of Richardson. That's why he couldn't extend to get the ball. That's what he was concerned about. 1-on-1, Jason. Iverson peeks a little bit, so he gives it back.
Baron Davis with a shot clock at 3. He'll launch the 3. Murphy the offensive rebound and a new 24.
Baron Davis came off his best game offensively in New York. Hit his first 3 shots.
Davis finding Murphy. Weber with a rebound. Dallenberg on the post on Foyle with a shot clock at 11. O'Donnell with a shot block. Dallenberg even farther out, and that's a shot you give him.
Well, they like Dallenberg here, I tell you. Trade rumors, they weren't about to trade him. I think they feel that he's their one big hope for the future and a big man.
Richardson unable to finish inside.
I say that with Weber in his 12th year, and I don't think totally healthy knees.
Iverson with a clever move. Foyle stepping into the passing lanes and a good outlet pass.
Mike Dunleavy down the middle.
Mike swooping and rimming it in, but it all started with the O'Donnell outlet pass, and then Richardson wisely gave it to Dunleavy in the middle.
That Murphy ran through, which also helped open up Mike Dunleavy. Good pacing there.
And Foyle got his hands on that one too. Good hands of Weber. He comes up with it. And Baron Davis knocked it away a couple times. Iverson, Richardson, what a 360 move. Jason pushing, and Iguodala saved a layup.
That's why you need a bounce pass there, but I will give Jason credit. He did a lot of things to get it in the front court to put him in that kind of position. A little ping pong effect on the ball, and Warriors can take the lead with a hoop here.
Baron Davis was looking for Foyle, and Dallenberg played that beautifully. Knocked out of bounds. Weber touched it last. The Warriors forced another turnover. So the defense has picked up here the last couple minutes.
Well, it's got to pick up from where it left off in New York the other night. Just gave up too many easy hoops. Now Weber wanted this to go off of Murphy and get the call. He did not get it.
Warriors want to post up Baron Davis on Iverson. He's got it now. And then Baron Davis is fouled.
See, on this road trip, yeah, it's a long road trip, but Baron Davis has a lot of time to start getting into shape, and I think he's doing so. What I don't like about that is Detroit has lost 3 in a row.
And they'll be angry. Baron Davis, Murphy, Richardson, Foyle, and Dallenberg coming up with a steal. Davis on the re-steal. Weber touching that last. Shot clock at 2 here.
Allen Iverson said, "Who touched that?"
Richardson beating the shot clock buzzer, and he hits it. What a tough three.
2 men draped all over him, and he never even really had time to turn and look. He just launched it.
27 of 47 now on threes for Jason since the Atlanta game after the All-Star break. Rodney Rogers, his first playing time. Acquired at the deadline as well. Aaron McKee also in. Cycle it to Iverson. Don't leave him. Missing the 3 there. The rebound battle to Dunleavy. Richardson telegraphed that of McKee. Sets up Korver. Korver into Dallenberg. Sixers, a lot of activity, but have started missing shots here, and the Warriors up a deuce. Philadelphia at 44%, Warriors at 47. Murphy pulling the string short. Dallenberg with a rebound.
Yeah, I'd like to see Murphy follow that shot.
Iverson. Rogers losing it. Foyle, good soccer goalie move. He comes up with it. 3-on-2 if Dunleavy pushes. Running with Murphy. And he has it blocked at the rim.
By a smaller man. I'm surprised.
AI went for the reverse. Look at Foyle stand tall. Come up with a rebound. Push ahead to Dunleavy. These guys are winded. Back and forth. The ball not going in the basket. Donald to Dunleavy, and Warriors are going to regret missing some of these layup opportunities. Leaving points out there, and Iverson makes them pay.
That's 2 times they had to convert and did not. And they expected to. Maybe they expected to much too easily.
Murphy rolling. Body bump by Rodney Rogers.
You got to run back.
Baron Davis comes up with a steal. You don't have to run back if you get the ball. Now Davis coming down the lane, laying it up and in.
See, I think they thought Murphy jumped in, and the defender held his ground. But you still have to run back because you can never count on a turnover.
5-second differential. Iverson catching his breath here. Weaving through traffic, draws the foul, and he'll get to the line. He shoots over 10 free throws a game, does Allen Iverson. Although last night it was Iverson the one who was upset because Dwayne Wade shot 23 free throws for Miami.
Franchise record, made 18 of them. Davis down the middle, up and under, makes it look pretty easy. Yeah, Dwayne Wade, franchise record, 23 attempts, and he just absolutely ate the Philly defense alive.
Yeah, Mike Montgomery's at midcourt right now. He has not been pleased with the first quarter in terms of the way the whistles have gone, but I think he'll be pleased with the result of the first quarter as Iverson misses the free throw, and Andres Biedrins, who has been productive the last 2 ball games, getting some first quarter seconds at least. Come in for a defensive sequence here. And Iverson splitting the free throw. So the Warriors can play for 1. Charbarkapa and Biedrins with Richardson, Dunleavy, and Baron Davis. And Iverson will be called for the reach. Philly had a foul to give.
Iverson very upset. He feels like he didn't touch him. Well, the guys in blue are upset. The guys in red are upset.
So it's even then.
You just want consistency as a player.
2 seconds. And Baron and Biedrins unable to connect there. Dunleavy, chance to shoot it. That was after the buzzer, but a good overplay and steal by Mike. So at the end of 1, the Warriors shoot only 41%. Iverson goes for 9. But the Warriors have the lead after the first 12 minutes.
I'll tell you what, they hustle. I love these European youngsters on this club. Charbarkapa, Biedrins, Skidishvili. And I'll tell you what, Mike Dunleavy's had 2 threes, do everything but go down. They've been in and out and rattled out.
Feeding Rodney Rogers, knocked away by Richardson. Ball loose on the floor. Biedrins pulling at it, as was Rogers, and the Warriors come up with it.
He's got good hands, Andres does. This guy's got a good shot.
Chabarkapa swooping into the lane. Almost like he passed it himself off the glass.
Got to get back here, and they get another steal.
Richardson with the quick hands. 360. Jason, what a jumper.
He's gained a lot of respect around the league.
That mid-range jumper is just improving exponentially.
I talked to longtime coach Dick Carter before the game, and he really likes Jason Richardson. And why not?
Rodney Rogers has range out to there. And Mark Jackson pushed off because Biedrins at inside position.
I keep thinking of Rodney Rogers and what he did last time in New Orleans against this club. Jason coming up with the steal as Iverson goes behind the back inexplicably. And Jason, he does his version of the 360 and the fadeaway, which is impossible to stop.
That'll get Michael Petrus in the game. So we have a Serbian, a Latvian, a Frenchman, a guy from Saginaw, and a guy from Santa Monica. Homecoming for Jason Richardson tomorrow in Detroit. Biedrins back to Chabarkapa. Shot clock at 9. Dangerous. You can't throw it backwards when Iverson's lurking.
And he was already in the passing lane. Kind of surprised that Chabarkapa let that fling.
Iverson with 11. Korver with 10 to pace Philly. Murphy's got 8. Richardson 8 for the Warriors. Richardson kicking it out to Davis with a shot clock at 4. Barron in the corner. Out to Petrus to beat the shot clock buzzer, and he rails the 3.
Is there anybody in the league that beats the shot clock buzzer and hits a 3 more than Mikel Petrus, or is it my imagination?
He is very composed. Jump at Iverson, that sets up Iguodala. Ball hopping around for Philly.
You just always have to be ready when Iverson's driving the hoop. He'll give it to you at any time.
Mark Jackson was fouled, but you had a couple Warriors there to block the shot as well. And you don't need to foul Mark Jackson because he cannot elevate, particularly for a big guy.
But he can shoot free throws.
Oh, yes, he can, particularly for a big guy. Warriors come home off this road trip. It'll be a Hardwood Classic Monday and a good one with Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady in town. Tickets are still available at 888-GSW-HOOP. That will be the Rockets at 7:30 on Monday. So not much rest when you think the Warriors are going to be flying home from Atlanta Saturday night, have Sunday off, and then the league could have given them a day or two off. They've been away for 13 days.
You're talking about the tough road trip. That's where I think it'll get tough coming home, because you really don't have an extra day. You get home, it's going to be probably 6 a.m. East Coast time, 3 to 4 o'clock in California.
So Jackson makes the first, misses the second, and Rodney Rogers tips it in.
Gets a 3-point play that way. Yet the Warriors still have a 3-point lead.
Richardson another step back. Rodney Rogers sending Iverson on his way. Running with friends here. The alley-oop. And Iguodala can just flat out sky.
Warriors come back to undaunted.
And Davis thought about the 3. Petrus again. Drops it in.
And Richardson gets another assist.
Jason is moving the ball beautifully, and Petrus with 6 quick off the bench.
Richardson's at his average. He's got 4 right now. Just like you said, understanding of how to play the game and make it simple.
McKee launching and hitting it deep too. Aaron McKee, kind of the forgotten man with Andre Iguodala, the rookie, starting here. He's always been a pretty good defender and has improved his 3-point shooting, although that wasn't beyond the arc.
That ball was right in the passing lane.
And Warriors fortunate that McKee touched it last. That'll take us to a stoppage. 8:25 remaining in the first half. Warriors getting good bench production and trying to stave off Iverson, who's now the point guard with this high-flying rookie. 25 remaining in the first half. And time for our Ask Bob and Jim. Log on FSNBayArea.com. This is from Kira and Trey in Newark. He says, how are the location of the All-Star games decided? And let me tell you, Trey, what you want is you have to submit a bid to the league. First of all, you have to want to host the All-Star game. You submit a bid to the league, and then they look at hotel availability. They look at capacity of your arena, number of seats, and then the league makes a decision. David Stern obviously being at the foremost and forefront of that decision, but Houston has been awarded next year's All-Star game, and Memphis just submitted a bid for 07. Petrus fouling Iverson.
It's hard to get out of his way once he starts going into the lane because you don't know which direction he's going to go. He doesn't always end up going straight at the basket, and you just kind of fall into fouls. He just jumps up in the air. I'll tell you, he plays fearlessly each and every night, averaging over 42 minutes a night, Allen Iverson.
That is #1 in the league.
60 points a few weeks back against Orlando.
The Eastern Conference Player of the Week, and the numbers just staggering.
That's the second time in the last 4 weeks he's been named Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Korver will check back in with his 10 points, but Iverson, he leads the league in scoring. He leads the league in minutes. He's 3rd in steals. He's 5th in assists. He nets both free throws. So we said he averages over 10 free throws a game. He's taken 6 already, knotting things at 34. Weber and Rodney Rogers, Korver, Iguodala, and Iverson. Baron Davis, Richardson, Petrus with Chabarkapa and Foyle. They double Jason, come up with a steal. Throw ahead to Iverson.
I just love to watch him play. You don't know what he's going to do.
They set up Rodney Rogers there. I think the thing with Iverson, when he's got the ball like that, he is still a 41% shooter. Make him shoot a 20-footer.
Well, that's why I wouldn't mind him shooting threes, because he's under 31% in that department.
11-3 Sixer run. Baron Davis, what a tough finish.
They've made him struggle tonight. I mean, they've played him physically, double teaming. Let's watch again how the Warriors play a little pick and roll. If indeed you can get Iverson to play a little more half court.
Rodney Rogers, as you mentioned, had success against the Warriors in a Hornet uniform and used the big rear end there, couldn't finish. Baron Davis running with friends. Richardson, before Weber could get out there, he was too open that time, and Chabarkapa was fouled.
That was Eddie F. Rush. Saw it on this side. Tony Brothers was right there, and Chabarkapa said, "Didn't you see this? Watch the left side of your screen. The shot goes up, and Chabarkapa can't get off the ground with Rogers holding arms."
Murphy back in. Baron Davis missing the 3, and Iguodala with the rebound.
I think Iverson got a piece of the ball on the way up.
And that's the shot you want Iverson to take. He'll make a ton of them, but it's much better than him laying the ball in or setting up his teammates for dunks.
Well, that's the thing. He creates for others so often.
Petrus again, the deep 2, and Michael Petrus, he's hit 2 threes. It's the deep 2 there, and the Warriors back on top, and Petrus 8 points in 5 minutes off the bench.
As I said before the game, Bob, you expect this team to win. Not only be competitive, but you expect them to win now the way they have been playing recently on the road.
Weber wheeling in, Foyle denying him. Petrus flew by. Weber again. And O'Donnell couldn't have played him any better. Skip pass to Dunleavy. And Mike is fouled. The ball is really moving around for the Warriors.
Well, they're looking for the open people. They've got great chemistry on the club, and they are moving the ball. And
our weekend, then Allen Iverson, the MVP of the game for the second time in his career, leading the East to victory, the 6-time All-Star, but playing the point guard all this season and scored and got his teammates involved.
He got 9 assists in the All-Star game to go along with those 15 points.
Now, the Warriors really moving the ball here, and it's starting with O'Donnell, Foyle playing good defense, and then the outlet passes coming to midcourt.
And if you noticed, Weber, who missed that shot, never came back into play here. And Dunleavy at the free throw line for 2 free throws. See, Weber missed that shot, and he allowed O'Donnell to throw it out, didn't chase down the court.
And Petrus saw Dunleavy all the way across court and had the Philly defense kind of reacting and moving around.
I think Baron Davis has had a very definite, strong, positive influence on the playing of Mikal Petrus on the floor. I mean, he's not afraid to say something, and he's teaching him all the time.
Baron Davis sitting now with 4 points and 2 assists. Dunleavy with 6 after he made the free throws. Korver misfiring. Long rebound. Dallenberg saving, but Fisher's there. Pushes ahead to Petrus on Iguodala, and you're talking athlete on athlete there, and Petrus is fouled.
Well, I picked little spots here. Not a criticism, but one thing here, maybe Mikal Petrus just slows up a little bit right before he gets to the basket, and then Iguodala will disappear, and he'll be able to lay the ball in. You know, you just kind of change your pace just a little bit as you go to that last step.
Mikal Petrus really was starting to play so well on this road trip. Had the double figures in Memphis. It was back-to-back double-figure game. Played 31 minutes in Memphis.
Yeah, then he hurt his shoulder.
Hurt his shoulder against Minnesota and had to wear a huge wrap on it in New York. Didn't play in the Washington game.
He's definitely improved.
Warriors on a little 8-0 run.
This is a tough matchup for him.
Iguodala knocking around and foil to Petrus to Dunleavy.
Put it out.
Dunleavy missing there, but Donald brought Weber when Dunleavy wanted to post up Korver.
Well, Dunleavy can have an off shooting night, but he still plays a good game. He does so many things.
Iverson off back iron. Fisher, good strong defensive rebound. Warriors up 6.
They're making Iverson a volume shooter.
Dunleavy jumper is in. So Dunleavy's got 8. Murphy's got 8. Richardson's got 8. And Petrus has 10. And this is the Warriors' biggest lead.
And the Warriors,
he has 4 points. Fisher setting up Murphy. Lines up to 3. Missed it short off the front iron. And Iverson pushing. And Petrus with a steal on Iverson. Behind his back to Dunleavy. Foot race to lay it in. How pretty was that?
And already
Iverson on the counterattack. And the dunk and the touch foul. And Philly comes right back.
Philly getting very sloppy with the basketball in the open court, and the Warriors are cashing in. Iverson not paying attention, and Mikal just strips him from the blind side. And a nice finish by Mike Dunleavy. There's the end of the steal and the little wraparound. But they gave up a three-point play at the other end.
Yeah, the Warriors' little celebration didn't get back on defense, but when do you go behind your back? Sometimes it's necessary. And Petrus
did it perfectly.
Behind the back, perfect delivery. Murphy has Dallenberg running at him, and then Weber will get the jump ball. Even on this jump ball, though, Weber never left his feet as Murphy drove. Warriors led by 1 at the end of 1. Trying to close the second quarter here, but Iguodala, the quickest man to the ball. Iverson to Dallenberg. He's fouled.
Unfortunately, he did not convert.
Murphy will pick up the foul, and Samuel Dallenberg will shoot a pair. Dallenberg, 26 pick out of Seton Hall back in 01. He will be a free agent at the end of the year. He's had a season that has been up and down at best. Many people thought Dallenberg would really explode this year. So many teams that like him, and he's expected to get a big free agent offer, but
they like him here, believe me.
Think of Iguodala and Iverson. You add Weber, but Dallenberg's length and shot blocking splits the free throws. So how do the Warriors manage the final 3:16 of the half here? Led by as many as 8. Down to 4 right now. Foil on Weber. Little baby hook rims in. Good move by O'Donnell.
Good move, good finish. Also protected the ball. Did not get complacent with it. Let a man run by. And that has got to be a signature move, Bob. That is it right there. The jump hook.
Weber inside. Blocking foul on Foyle before the shot.
But clearly to me, Chris Weber just lacks that explosiveness he used to possess.
We hit the mandatory with 2:53 remaining in the half. Free throws when we come back, with the Warriors leading by 6. And O'Donnell Foyle trying to improve that jump hook. Mike Dunleavy improving as the season has gone along, playing his best basketball in February and March. And tonight, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals.
Well, he knows how to finish around the hoop, Bob. And he just has the greatest understanding of the game. Watch how he protects the ball here. Lets a potential steal run right by him, lays it up neatly. He started 2 of 8. Now he's 4 of 10. He's got 10 points to go along with Mikal Petras to lead the Warriors. But his numbers don't always show it. I think we saw, what he had done last game in New York. He's 11 points, but he picks up assists, he picks up rebounds. He just knows how to play the game. He's had 2 threes tonight. Do everything but go down for him.
Weber has made himself into an 80% free thrower this year, netting them both. He's got 6. Fisher and Murphy, Foyle, Dunleavy and Petras. Michael fading jumper, rimming out. Korver sends Iverson on his way.
That's the next step for Mikal Petras, is to learn how to create the jump shot on his own and be consistent with some makes.
Weber, that is his spot, that little elbow jumper, but missing there.
Right now, I'll settle for Mikal Petras just spotting up and catching the ball from other people and making it.
Dangerous pass knocked away. Foyle recovers. And misses the 16-footer.
Now, you don't want to let Philadelphia off the hook here.
I think the final 2 minutes here was the Knicks that pushed their 2-point lead up to 10 at halftime in New York.
60 to 50, and 60 was too much to give.
Weber with the right hand, and he runs it in. But he jumped off his right foot.
That's what the point is, Bob. I talked about that early in the year. The left knee, he's becoming a right foot jumper, which is usually saved for a left-handed player. And that's what I just find very telling.
Murphy rattling out the 3. Petras the offensive rebound. Fisher, good look, head of the key. Catch and shoot. Derek Fisher, his percentage is phenomenal, and he drops in another triple there.
Petras passed up a catch and shoot. Took his man off the dribble, like we saw Richardson do earlier. And Derek Fisher had all the time in the world to measure that.
Weber to the key, ricocheting around. Dunleavy dives on the floor, and out of bounds, it's Warrior ball. So that was a big 3 by Fisher.
Well, the Warriors with that lead. Let's watch Weber try to finish inside. Now, normally you go off that left foot when you drive to the hoop. Now, he goes off the right. Now, sometimes you do that. It's called wrong footing somebody.
But he's doing it to protect his leg.
Well, I just would think he was in perfect rhythm there to go off the left and then just try to cram it down. He's got great hands and a great feel for the game. The game has always come easily to Chris Weber.
Foyle rolling on the shot blocker, Dallenberg, and O'Donnell will get to the line.
Nice move. I'm going to go back to Weber real quickly.
Sure.
Throughout Weber's career, I think he could have been a 25 and 15 guy because the game has come so easily to him. If he had the killer instinct, I'm not saying he doesn't have killer instinct to some degree, obviously, but if he had the Michael Jordan competitive spirit, you're talking about a guy, you're talking about another Karl Malone.
Because his skill set is so good in terms of the great hands and the athleticism and the big body and the wingspan. You're just saying you would like to see him have a motor that revved a little higher.
Well, I just always, success is measured where you are compared to where you could be, and I think at times he's left a little out there on the court. I've loved him. I've loved his activity, his understanding of the game, his passing ability, but sometimes things can come too easily for you.
Foyle splitting the free throws. Iverson on Petras. And Iverson just run into people, fall to the ground, and go to the line again.
Where was the foul on that? That's what O'Donnell Foyle was asking. Okay, he turns the corner. Well, the ball, I guess, kind of brushed against the shorts of O'Donnell Foyle.
I like Montgomery. He says he fell down. That's what coach is saying. He fell down, Eddie. That's just happened to be near some of our players. So Iverson knocks down the free throw. Iverson's got 16, 6 of 7 from the line. So Iverson's going to shoot 8 free throws in the first half, and the Warriors are going to shoot 9 as a team. Biedrins will check in because Foyle just picked up his 3rd foul. Two #1 picks overall on this team with Weber and Iverson. Dunleavy will handle here.
And they could have traded 2 for 1. I thought they might do that. Not going to do it now.
We'll put Petrus on Iverson. The double coming. Michael can't get the shot off iron. About a 3-second differential game in shot clock. And the Warriors need to stop here to close the half.
They do not have a foul to give, obviously. I'd like to see that shot come about 5 seconds earlier.
Petrus knocked the ball away and is called for another foul. Mike Montgomery may get a tee here. And Iverson back to the line.
Well, let's take a look. Was this on the wrist, or did he knock it away? Now, it went off the knee of Iverson. Was the ball hit by the hand of Mikel, or was he on the wrist? It's just tough to see from that angle. Live, it looked like he disrupted the ball because he made the ball go down. And what Montgomery is saying is every time he makes a mistake, he ends up on the free throw line.
Well, what coach is saying is this guy shot 10 free throws and my team has shot 9 for the half. And Iverson nets them both. Petrus is on the bench with 3 fouls. 4 seconds left in the half. Dunleavy to beat the halftime buzzer, and he's fouled. And the Warriors will take it. So Dunleavy with 10 and Petrus with 10 leading the Warriors, and Mike a chance to shoot 2 here with 1.8 left in the half.
Well, let's take a look. We'll have an angle here. Does he get him? From that, looked like there was a little bit of space because he hit the elbow. Might have hit the arm. Otherwise, why would it come up? Yeah, why would the ball come up 3-4 feet short? Well, came up short there.
Dunleavy splitting the free throws, and that'll do it. So the Warriors do manage the final 3 minutes, though. And they led by 4 with 3:20 left and lost only a single point off their lead. So at halftime, it's a 53-50 advantage. Iverson's got 17, and the Warriors just have to keep him off the line. From the line, as you mentioned, Jim, 4 of 11 from the field with 5 turnovers.
Yeah, that's the thing, and he probably had about 7 turnovers, but they put him on the line instead. But I'll tell you something, you look at the field goal percentage there. The Warriors can do a little bit better job. They gave up some easy ones, usually off the turnovers, but they forced 12 turnovers from Philadelphia right now. I really think there's been no rhythm to this game. So I think this is anybody's basketball game, but it's the team that's going to make the fewest mistakes is going to come and prevail.
I think for the Warriors, too, when you think about the steals and you think about 13 assists on 19 made field goals, you're doing a lot of good things. But at some point, managing the lead and also protecting the basketball against Iguodala and Iverson, because they feed off your mistakes and score the other way.
And we know about Iverson, of course, in December at Milwaukee at Utah, 54-51. He became the 7th player in history to score in back-to-back 50 or more points. And, 3 of those other players were Warriors. Rick Barry, Chamberlain,
and Antoine Jamison.
Kind of interesting, elite group.
Iverson, 2 50-point games, and then the 60-pointer against Orlando this year,
which is his career high.
Iguodala missing, and Murphy with a rebound. So Derek Fisher, Jason Richardson, Dunleavy, Foyle, and Troy Murphy, Weber, Dallenberg, Iguodala, Kyle Korver, and Iverson for Philadelphia. So what's at stake for the Sixers? A half game out of the 8th spot. Iverson knocking that away. Dunleavy, we called for the foul as he dove on the floor and undercut Dallenberg. A half game out of the 8th spot for Philly, but only 2 games out of the Atlantic Division lead, which would be the 3rd seed. Weber and Iverson. Iguodala didn't want the top of the key jumper. A 3-second violation as Dallenberg was parked there waiting for somebody to shoot the ball.
Well, good smothering defense. Jim O'Brien got his first chance at a head coaching job when Rick Pitino was let go in Boston and earned his stripes. He's a lot more user-friendly than he used to be. He communicates. He says to Chris Webber, you know, immediately you got to tell me what you're feeling if something's gone wrong. When he only played 28 minutes in that 1-point victory at Atlanta, I guess Webber got a little upset. But he only played what?
He sat so much in the second half.
Yeah, he sat 12 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, he sat 12 minutes, a little more than 12.
He went to the bench and only came back with 3 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter and said, I can't help if I'm not on the floor. And Jim O'Brien said, look, we just barely know each other. You got a problem, come talk to me. Richardson trimming the jumper over the backboard. So Jason 3 of 9, 8 points but 4 assists, and he's been the focus of the Sixer defense. Webber battling that out. Webber's 3 of 8 shooting. Fisher launching and hitting. Derek Fisher, who was 2 of 10 in New York, is 3 of 3 with 9 points and 6 rebounds at the point guard spot.
Kind of picking his spots, isn't he? Playing through the flu.
Didn't come to shoot around today under the weather. Webber with that hook. Rebound to Foyle. Outlet to Murphy.
He just found somebody in blue.
Dunleavy draws the foul. But just, I love O'Donnell's outlets tonight.
So do I.
Because even if the play's not pretty on the finisher, it got Dunleavy to the line just by getting the ball out.
Well, there's no question that the transition defense is non-existent with Philadelphia tonight. You push the ball ahead and you get these kinds of opportunities. And once again, Mike Dunleavy gets to the free throw line. And this will be 5th and 6th free throws attempted, which is nice for him.
Our Toyota trivia, Iverson has led the Sixers in scoring 8 consecutive seasons. A player in franchise history has the longest streak.
For more than 8.
More than 8 consecutive seasons.
Wow.
And I think he was honored at halftime. Dunleavy splitting the free throws.
Well, this is retro night, you know, Hardwood Classic. So we go back to Syracuse Nats days also. That's the beginnings of the franchise.
Richardson with a steal. Foot race with Iguodala. He'll finger roll it up and in.
They could have called clear path foul. I'm glad they let it go.
Now Philly on the counterattack.
You'll give that shot. You give him that shot.
Long rebound. Iguodala's very quick. Webber and Iverson working on the same side. Iverson missing there. Murphy with a rebound.
If you can get that outlet pass going.
Webber fouled Fisher.
You know, I love Chris Webber. I like what he's done. But that was a lazy foul. That was a foul to say, you know what? I think I'd like to walk back down the court rather than run.
So here are the Warriors pushing it back up to 8 points, equaling their largest of the night. Murphy will draw the foul as Webber pushed him. Webber just picked up his 4th foul. So the Warriors trying to add to this advantage. You think of the outstanding road effort in Memphis, the nice road win in Minnesota, winning at DC, and then really one bad stretch in the fourth quarter in New York. Warriors led by 1 with 7 minutes left in that game, and then
93-92.
Then a 21-1 run by the Knicks. That really is the only bad stretch of ball they've played on this road trip.
I agree.
And this is the 5th game.
So now it's interesting. Webber gives up that foul in the backcourt on Fisher, now picks up his 4th. That changes things. So kind of a wasted foul.
Fisher trying to stay with Iverson. Dropping it back to D'Alembert. Long jump hook. 3 Warriors on the defensive glass, and Dunleavy will push it himself.
I don't think they want the same thing to transpire as it did in New York the other night. Murphy was challenged on that shot by Webber.
Well, Troy is not having a good shooting night.
This is a team with confidence. I think they've got to get that killer instinct. I think they understand that against this club tonight.
And Iverson's always there to bail you out for the Sixers. Iverson now at 19.
He may not like to practice, but I'll tell you what, he lays it out every second he's on the floor when it's game night.
Richardson 3. Yes, sir. And Jason now in double figures.
I'm telling you, he has become a very good shooter. Well, not just a streak shooter, but a good shooter.
Well, the difference and prolific scorers eventually becomes the foul line. Iverson over 10 attempts per game. Jason, 4 free throws a game. Foyle blocking Iverson.
Look at him stand around.
Richardson taking it. O'Donnell running the floor, laying it up and in.
That was a very acrobatic finish.
The Warriors on an 11-2 burst. The first 3:45 here in the third, and pushing it to a double-figure lead for the first time tonight. Weber playing with Korver. We've got to watch him at the arc. Richardson was there late.
I think last year he was pretty good for three-point range, but he was a catch-and-shoot player. Now that is off the move. It's a catch-and-shoot, but he was moving on the play.
Yeah, very quick release.
Yes, and squared up nicely.
Jason down the lane. Look at that move to finger roll it in.
The low dribble kept him out of trouble. The low dribble to the floor. Beautiful sideways motion.
Richardson had 8 in the first half. He's got 7 here in the third. A foul off the ball on Dunleavy.
Jason, little pick and roll. He's the one that makes it though. Crossover dribble, then picked it up in that extension. The fewer dribbles you take on your way to the basket, the more efficient you're going to be.
Iverson got around everybody to put it up and in.
Well, you've got to overcommit. If you're the big man and you think you have him cut off, he's going to the right, you've got to step another half step in order to be safe, because he just scoots right by you. Speed, quickness, and also he's thin.
Clock at 7, and Richardson was out of bounds.
See, these are the mistakes I talked about at halftime. I think the team that makes the fewer mistakes can run away with this.
Iverson again. Fisher came up with the ball and was called for the foul.
Well, he did strip him, I'll tell you that.
Our Toyota Trivia answer. Allen Iverson has led the Sixers in scoring 8 consecutive seasons. The player with the longest streak is Dolph Schayes.
12 consecutive seasons. Got to show a little more of that. Give him a little time on a free throw. He deserves it.
Iguodala was out of bounds on the baseline, so the Sixers turn it right over. Well, Philly out of that timeout is trying to turn up their defense, turn up their energy level. See if the Warriors can match that and play with this lead. Murphy, big shot from the baseline. Troy been struggling. He's got 11 now to go with 5 rebounds. 4 Warriors in double figures. The ball deflected away. Richardson's got it. Jason will rip it down with a right hand. Iguodala was lurking. Otherwise, that could have been a 360.
13-point lead.
The biggest of the night.
This is where you get tougher and tougher. The good teams will.
Alley-oop. Ricocheting around. Foyle comes up with it.
He wants to shoot it.
Drops it to O'Donnell. Well defended by Dallenberg.
I still like the play.
There's Iverson at 100 miles an hour. Iguodala with a big step. Barely ticking iron. Murphy with the rebound. Richardson didn't want the 3. And Dunleavy traveled. Well, a couple unforced errors keeping the Warriors from playing nearly a perfect quarter thus far. They've taken the 3-point halftime lead and padded it by 10 more.
But they've only allowed Philadelphia 5 points thus far in this quarter. Pardon me. Make it 7.
Weber from the line. He throws it away. So the Warrior defense has been outstanding for 6.5 minutes here. Mark Jackson will check into the game for the Sixers. Dallenberg will sit down. Dallenberg 6.7 rebounds, but Jackson's a good perimeter shooter and trying to give Iverson options to throw it to, the way the Warriors have defended the paint.
Well, now they have no shot blockers in there.
Well, they're 30th in the league. They're the worst shot blocking team in the NBA.
Well, yeah, Dallenberg, 1.5 a game. Now they don't have that.
Aaron McKee with Iverson, Korver, Mark Jackson, and Weber. Korver. Barely in his hands, missing the 3 there. Richardson in transition. So the teams exchange missed threes.
Yeah, I think that was a little quick there for him. I think they can drive the hoop. This guy will.
And Iverson, an offensive foul. Derek Fisher had a big smile on his face there.
Well, Fisher anticipated. He got there. Was there enough contact for the offensive foul? That's what Allen Iverson is concerned about. And I think there was.
I think Allen Iverson's had the whistle blow 15 times, and it's gone his way about 13. So
the thing is, he did back it out. See, a lot of times they'll just let that go because he did not continue on to try to score. So you could give him the benefit of the doubt.
Murphy on the post up in the dunk, and a good feed from Fisher.
Yeah, they're ruthless in Philadelphia.
They're booing the home team here. And they boot Santa Claus for the Phillies. And Jim Barnett gets so excited when we go back in time. So let's talk more about Dolph Schayes.
Well, number 4, I just loved him. Of course, they played on Saturday afternoons on national television back in the 50s. And 12 consecutive seasons. 1 year average 24.9. Syracuse Nats, Dolph Schayes.
Of course, his son
Larry
Danny,
Costello.
His son Danny later played in the league as well.
Danny played for 18 years. Couldn't score like his dad. And that's Earl Lloyd, the first African-American to play in the NBA and a history maker in his own right. But Dolph Schayes with Larry Costello, Johnny Kerr.
They were honored here at halftime. Jason Richardson has been so big for the Warriors since he's come back from that ankle injury. I don't know there's an off guard in the league that's played any better.
And he wants to keep getting better.
Our first look at Willie Green, who hurt the Warriors here in Philly a couple years ago. Rodney Rogers dropped it, picked it back up. Green missing the shot, and Baron Davis with the rebound. It's Baron Davis, Richardson, Murphy, Biedrins, and Murphy running the floor. Had it blocked from behind with no foul. Good defense by Philly.
That was a heck of a pass, and it was a heck of a block. They double teamed with Fisher and Davis on Iverson.
Iverson to Jackson. Oh, Iverson 3.
Yeah, that'll get you back.
Iverson's got 24. So Willie Green and Iverson, McKee, Jackson and Rogers. This is the Sixers version of small ball. The Warriors 2-point guards with Fisher and Baron Davis.
I don't think that's a shot that you need right now. I really think you need to work the ball. And you know what? Derek Fisher raised his hand back to the bench. He knows it.
It's just because you didn't work the shot clock. Other guys didn't touch it. But it is Derek's first miss of the night. He's 3 of 4.
Yeah, listen, I think he's been playing better basketball than he's ever played even in L.A. Forget the 3 championship rings. He's done more here.
Hook pass to Rogers. Murphy closed out on him. Mark Jackson down the lane, flipping it up and in. The Phillies come to life a little bit. 5 quick.
Now Baron Davis has to not try to do too much here. Not try to do too much and create turnovers. That's what Philadelphia's looking for.
Cycling around. Good close out by Iverson. Tough shot by Fisher. He hit it anyway.
Double clutcher. A little hanging double clutcher.
5 Warriors in double figures. Trying to offset Iverson's 24. AI missing the 3.
Philadelphia, what I noticed with this group, they're getting back better on defense. Weber was hurting in that department.
Richardson spinning. Baron Davis sets his feet for a 3. It's way offline. And Iverson pushing the other way. Warriors can't just start settling for 3s here.
Yeah, and Baron Davis is getting back in shape so he can drive. This guy can shoot him.
And Rogers missing. Biedrins with a rebound. The length of Andris Biedrins is so noticeable.
Well, and also the aggressiveness he possesses. I like him on the floor. I have no problems with him out there. No qualms whatsoever.
3rd straight game on the road, and that one deflected away. And the Warriors are lucky it wasn't a layup.
See, now that's the 3rd turnover for Baron. This is a game where you cannot get complacent. You have to keep putting the hammer down.
Warriors have turned it over 12 times, but they forced 19 Sixer turnovers. And Iverson missing. Biedrins another rebound.
Well, Biedrins has yet to play 40 minutes in his entire NBA career, Bob. He'll get that tonight. But he's impressing me.
Murphy from the baseline. following his shot and then committing the foul.
I like the way he follows the shot. I think in the first half he could have followed it and gotten a rebound. This time he just runs into Aaron McKee.
No free throws coming. That's 4 team fouls each way. But the Warriors would do well, Jim, if they could finish off this final minute 53 and be up double figures.
Double digits.
That's sort of the goal here. As Fisher will sit down.
And with a 12-point lead, you might even think, I think you need to get greedy also and say, all right, let's try to finish this and have a 15-point lead. Again, why not?
Mark Jackson on the rookie Biedrins. Wheeling, Andres blocked the shot, and an offensive foul because Jackson had to ward him off.
Great interior defense. Biedrins does not back down from anyone, and they don't know who this guy is. They don't know who he is. They don't know what he possesses.
Jackson shoving off on him, and Biedrins still blocks the shot.
He stands his ground.
That's how long he is.
That's how tough he is, too.
Very important minute 30 here, winding down the third quarter. They double team Baron Davis. Murphy's the escape player. Skip past Biedrins. Clock at 5. Michael deep 2. Rimming out. Murphy the offensive rebound, and he puts it in.
Just stuck his nose in there, didn't he? And those long arms come reaching out. Good help from Biedrins.
Rodney Rogers again.
Yeah, they've come alive here, the three-pointers in the second half.
Philadelphia now 5 of 16 from beyond the arc. Warriors 7 of 22.
Yeah, they made 3 in this quarter.
Richardson on McKee. Shot clock at 9.
It's been a while since he touched the ball. Thus the shot.
Jason, that one a little flat. You got to stop Iverson here. Pushing ahead, and Baron Davis with the steal. 360 into the front court.
Gonna try 2 for 1.
Trying to get it to Petrus. Another turnover. And it's going to result in an Iverson layup. Now, we talked about being up double figures. The Warriors, a couple self-inflicted wounds here in the last couple minutes of the third. Play for 1.
And that's I'm going to say it again. That's why Baron's got to be careful to not try to do too much. That's 4 turnovers in about 14 minutes.
That one knocked away. 2.5 in a quarter, 2 to shoot. So for the Warriors, worst case, it should be a 9-point lead. I'd love to have someone catch and shoot here. And Mike Montgomery, sensing the same thing, will use a timeout. He'll use his 22nd timeout right here and try to get an out of bounds. But the Warriors will take it. Up 3 at the half. They push the lead to 9 on the road heading into the fourth quarter. Wachovia Center in Philly. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett with you. And a pretty good third quarter for the Warriors, defensively and offensively. And only that 6 or 10-4 run in the final couple minutes kind of put a damper on it.
They had 7 fast break points in the first 8 minutes of that quarter. Then they made some changes at the defense, got smaller. And that took that away. But 10 turnovers by Iverson. Oh.
Go with his 26 points. Dunleavy 3 to begin the fourth. Petrus going to take a turn on Iverson. Wheeling through blue jerseys, putting it up and out. Rebound, Murphy snatches it. Murphy and Baron Davis, Petrus, Foyle, and Dunleavy. Willie Green, Rogers, Mark Jackson, McKee, and Iverson.
The Warriors continue to play that stifling defense. They held them 7 of 21 in that quarter.
Baron Davis is fouled. See, I like that play by Baron there because in the fourth quarter on the road, getting into the bonus becomes key.
And again, they don't have a shot blocker in there, so attack the basket. Forget the threes now. That's the easy way out.
Davis again. Sets up Murphy. Iverson comes flying at him and commits the second team fouls. He caught Murphy in the chops.
I like that. I think Murphy knew exactly what was going to transpire.
So 2 fouls on Philly in the first 47 seconds of the fourth quarter. Murphy on Rogers. Good no call as he lays it up and in. I commend Ed Rush there. Let's see more of that.
There was a collision. There certainly was contact, but who had the angle? I think Murphy's got a bloody nose, possibly. We'll check that.
Willie Green.
And that was from the Iverson hit, by the way, not from the last drive.
That pass, right idea for Baron. Petrus didn't secure it. And here's Iverson, always putting pressure on the defense. Willie Green, look what I found to Mark Jackson, and Murphy's just not going to give up the layup. That was nearly a steal, and now it becomes free throws for Philly.
I still don't think you just take the foul right there. I think Murphy's a little tired. You know, try to block the shot, and then if you don't get it, then you foul, but just don't give him the foul. And here's the drive a minute ago. And I'll tell you what, usually you see a whistle on that. And I like to let the players decide the game. Even Iverson, when he's driving in there, banging into Petrus in that first half. Let's just see what happens. He's getting rid of the ball.
Now, the nice thing on that replay is that it wasn't a block, it wasn't a charge. Rogers was trying to flop and just let the basketball play happen, and Murphy is bleeding. From the nose. You join the season ticket priority list and win an autographed Baron Davis jersey or a trip to Hawaii for the Warrior training camp.
Well, this is going to be funny.
Call 888-GSW-HOOP, option 1, and their operator standing by right now. You can log on to Warriors.com for more info on the priority list as you get your tickets before the general public. And
I was talking about the promo not being funny, Bob, but Eric Lewis blew the whistle right when Mark Jackson was shooting the free throw, so he missed it. He's going to get another free throw because he felt like it was interrupted there by the official, and Murphy stepped off the floor to fix that bloody nose.
Jackson,
80% shooter.
Yeah, out of Temple, local guy here, originally drafted by the Warriors.
That's Murphy sitting down a few minutes ago, maybe going back, put a little cotton inside that nose.
Dunleavy swooping in and laying it in, and Mike got hit in a place you can't grab on television as he runs back.
You know, he got hit the same place that North Carolina State player got hit by.
Iverson will get the call as Dunleavy gave ground there. And Mike's not happy and not feeling very good.
Chris Paul, right? Wake Forest?
Chris Paul was suspended for
hitting somebody in the groin on purpose, which was inexplicable. This one was just something that happened in the natural part of the game. Well, Dunleavy moving on the play. That's why they call the block.
These are Iverson's first free throws of the second half.
And that came in the fourth quarter, which is good. They shut that down. Now here's the interesting thing. Chris Webber is getting booed
as he checks in. Webber 3 of 9 with 8 points.
The yellow into the line there. 10 turnovers. Averages 4.2 a game.
Back to 9. Baron Davis and Foyle, Dunleavy, Richardson, and Petrus. Willie Green with Jackson, McKee, Iverson, Webber. Dunleavy catch and shoot.
Davis not getting inside.
And Iverson couldn't collect the ball, went out of bounds. It'll be Warrior ball, and that's a freebie.
Looked like they played a little zone back there, but the Warriors have got to be able to penetrate that zone.
Rodney Rogers will check back in.
Now let's see if the Warriors can run with Webber on the floor again, because he's had a difficult time getting back.
Well, they're putting Webber on Foyle and Rodney Rogers on Dunleavy. Richardson on the inbounds, banking that off from 10 feet. Had a good look. Here's Iverson, look how fast he is to Webber, missing the layup, and Dunleavy with the rebound. Webber's getting booed loudly now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. He's a very sensitive young man. Very sensitive.
Baron Davis in traffic. Dunleavy time to collect himself. Yes, sir.
Big shot.
Mike Dunleavy was 17. Murphy was 17. Richardson was 17.
That's what I like to see Baron do right now. Penetrate, draw, dish.
Iverson blocked by Baron Davis.
Take care of the ball here.
Richardson to Petrus, swooping to the rim. Whoa! And Petrus is spilled. He's all right, but it was a dangerous play as Michael went down head first.
Well, again, I'll say Rodney Rogers didn't even attempt to make a play of the ball. And not that I'm worried about a guy getting hurt. Great block inside there as the fadeaway. But don't you have an angle to maybe get the right-hander to go up, shoot the ball with his hand, and then knock it away, and then foul him? They just go ahead and give a foul. To me, it's again the easy way out.
So Michael with 11 points in 15 minutes off the bench. He nets them both, and
that's a big contribution.
You know, you spotted right away, Jim, and now I'm watching for it as well. Baron Davis and Petrus. There really is something kind of clicking there between the two.
Yeah, he's forcing him to play at a high level.
Willie Green defended well by Foyle. That's a nice take by Willie Green. He could be a prolific scorer.
And a good handoff from Weber. A simple, basic thing you learned in the 6th grade.
Green out of Detroit Mercy was the 41st pick in 03 by Seattle. Kind of a super sub score. And Levy was crushed by Rogers. And that'll be 3 free throws.
And you know you're going to get crushed when you get him up in the air.
Rodney Rogers is laying the lumber tonight. I know the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, but it is the NFL free agent signing period. By a dozen, led by 3 at the half. They've pushed it, but Jim, we can't come to Philly and not talk about Dr. J. You know, when you think of him in the ABA with the Nets, but his number hanging in the rafters of the Wachovia Center, and somewhere you can hear Dave Zinkoff's
reverse layup. Here it is.
It's 89-84 Sixers, and they get inside.
But
Unbelievable.
Dave Zinkoff, their longtime PA announcer, one of the most famous voices in NBA history. You know, the Doctor Julius Irving. I mean, it was just
an octave lower on that.
And there's Steve Mix.
There's Steve Mix, who was a great teammate, great shooter from the baseline. And
Dave Zinkoff, the microphone, the PA mic is.
Yep, they retired his mic. He was something special, but so was Dr. J.
Dunleavy will get 3 free throws here, and Mike has been bounced around this quarter on offense and defense. Missing the second. The old 3 to make 2.
Been a couple of those tonight. The one with Mark Jackson when he got the extra because the blown whistle.
The whistle. Troy Murphy is back on the Warrior bench. He had a bloody nose. It was a 10-2, and also has some loose teeth.
Ooh, the bloody nose, and that doesn't concern you. The loose teeth, I don't like.
And Mike, 2 out of 3. So Dunleavy leading the way with 19. Richardson 17, Murphy 17, Fisher 11, and Petrus 12. Excellent balanced scoring for the Warriors.
Yes.
Weber again.
Oh, he just can't find a hoop here.
Well, he's 3 of 11, and every miss brings more boos raining down from the Wachovia Center. Baron Davis and Willie Green. Baron a 3, and he's just trying to put the Sixers away right now. Warriors push it to 17.
And they're almost put away.
Rodney Rogers, a 3 in response. Now, they talked about the Weber acquisition at the trading deadline, but getting Rodney Rogers for essentially nothing as they traded Glenn Robinson for Rogers and then Jamal Mashburn, whose contract is being picked up 80% of it by insurance anyway. Rodney Rogers can help you.
Yeah, absolutely. It was interesting. I thought about that. I'll say it after Richardson hits this 3. Oh, it's in and out. I don't want to say this, and I almost said this earlier. Rodney Rogers might help them more than Weber because he can be more of a role player. What do you think about that?
No,
and they've got 2 more years after this for Weber's contract.
At enormous money.
$20 million a year.
Rodney Rogers, whether it was with New Jersey, whether it was in Boston, whether it was in Phoenix. Iverson 3 doesn't go. Dunleavy with the rebound. Well, your line, Jim, they made Iverson a volume shooter. He's 8 of 22.
Yep. Wouldn't be near this close if he hadn't gotten to the line that much.
But just every time Iverson shooting jumpers instead of dicing up your defense by dribbling into the lane.
Smart by Mike Dunleavy there.
Running start at Rogers.
I'll tell you what he did. I'll tell you in a minute.
Shot clock at 4. Baron Davis, little running hook. Loose ball, look how fast Iverson is. Willie Green sent away by Richardson.
And he hurt his ankle on the way down, his right one. He's going to try to gut through it. And he probably came down on Mike Dunleavy's foot.
Jason.
That's the good one, by the way.
Yeah, he hurt the left ankle.
Maybe we'll get a chance to see it at the bottom of your screen when he comes down. Probably came down on Willie Green's foot.
Green inside, just had the last one rejected, and this time he travels.
Swarming defense. Now let's watch Richardson come up. And whose foot is he going to come down on? Nope, it was Mike Dunleavy's. And I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
The size of these guys' feet, size of the players, the amount of people that get aerial.
Now, a minute ago, Mike Dunleavy did a smart thing. This is what I'm going to say. If he had thrown the ball, Iverson had an intercept. He didn't do it. See, those are little things that a lot of players could get in trouble doing.
Richardson tried to split the defenders. Iverson behind his back.
But they made him go away from the hoop.
Missed the jumper. There's Weber. Nothing's going down for him.
I feel for the young man.
Well,
I'd say young. He's been in the league 12 years.
I'd tell you what, though. There's a lot of Warrior fans that don't mind Chris Webber playing on one leg and being tortured. Because,
why is that?
Because he's tortured the Warriors over the years. Yeah, he's had some of his best games as a Warrior opponent. Dunleavy missing. Followed in by Petrus.
There's your capper. That's a 16-point lead with 6 minutes to go.
Well, the boos are increasing in volume as Jim O'Brien takes time again. What a wonderful game by Michael Petrus off the bench. 5:57 remaining, and the Warriors, could they get win number 3 on this trip?
Southwest Airlines is not just for short flights anymore. We're taking low fares farther with more long-distance flights out of Oakland.
You are now free to move about the country. The Pac-10 Tournament.
That's what we like!
Where the madness begins.
What a play!
The conference's elite square off as they set out on their quest for a title.
Oh, is that ever pretty?
3 days in March.
Can you believe that?
One court. Champion crowned. Yes! The Pacific Life Pac-10 Men's Tournament, Thursday and Friday on FSN.
The best damn sports show, period. Television's greatest late-night sports show has raised the bar again. Join Tom Arnold and John Sally as they cut loose with the biggest stars in sports and entertainment. It's late-night television reinvented.
I don't know if you're going to go for this. Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
The best damn sports show, period. Tonight on FSN.
Warriors, Pistons, Wednesday at 4:30 on FSN Bay Area.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Well, the Warriors back-to-back as they head to Motown to deal with the defending champions, Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, and friends. That'll be at 4:30 tomorrow. We'll have it for you on FSN Bay Area, your exclusive home for Warrior basketball all year long. Iverson back to the rim with live action. He's got 30, so right at his average. And this is Philly's last stand right now.
Yes, and the Warriors have to score a few more times. And use some time in the process if you can. And take care of the ball. At least get your shots up.
Baron Davis, cycle it to Richardson. Shot clock at 7. Foil, ricochet. Baron Davis 3. Off back iron. So Baron Davis with Dunleavy, Foil, Peterson, Richardson, Weber, Iverson with Willie Green, Iguodala back in Corver. There's a ton of three-point shooting on the floor for Philly. Iverson had it knocked away. Richardson comes up with it, and Iguodala fouls him and took the contact.
Warriors have only committed 2 fouls, and now Philly's over the limit.
Talked about getting into the bonus, particularly on the road in the fourth quarter, and Iverson, that was just his 11th turnover. That equals a Warrior franchise opponent record.
Wow.
At 11. A 12th one would be the new opponent franchise record. And that's, you get Iverson to shoot 9 of 24 and make him turn it over 12 times. You've done your job defensively. You think Sunday with the Knicks shooting 62% from the field, how about holding Philly to 39% shooting?
Yeah, and Philly last night, their defense was so porous in Miami. I think Miami shot 62%, by the way.
Michael Petrus, 14 points in 19 minutes as he sits down. Derek Fisher back in.
And Mikel's done a nice job here recently.
We're talking 3 double-figure points games for Petrus. 1 at home and then 2 on the road. And other than the shoulder injury, he'd really been rolling.
He had 12 in Detroit at home, and then that opening game in Memphis, 17.
Well, there's Iverson's 12th turnover. Dunleavy, little push shot, he banks it in. So no one in the history of the Warrior franchise, from their Philadelphia era all the way to 2005, you're talking 46 to 2005, nobody has committed 12 turnovers against them until tonight.
Iverson, leading scorer in the league, does that. And he's their superstar. And then Chris Webber, their other superstar, just can't buy a basket.
Iverson hitting the 3.
He could have had 4-point play opportunity there.
I understand we're having some transmission problems, so bear with us as we try to fix that at FSN Bay Area.
Try to get a stick shift or an automatic.
96-81, Warriors on top with 4:14 left. You take everything so literally, partner. I love that. Shot clock at 4, and it didn't matter. Baron Davis, he hit the big 3, hits the jumper there. He's got 9, and the Warrior lead is 17 with 4 minutes left. Al Korver leaning in from 20. Willie Green with a rebound. Dunleavy, easiest rebound of the night. What a night for Dunleavy. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. And he'll run the team here with Fisher and Baron Davis playing off the ball.
And he's gone to the free throw line 9 times, which I really love. And that just points out to his toughness and ability to take it inside and willingness to do so. Another 3.
Jason Richardson with a knockout blow 3. As he's got 22, the Warriors push it to 20. Jason's 4 of 9 from beyond the arc. And Iverson throwing the ball at the official as we have a timeout. 3:25 left, and the Warriors up 20 in Philly.
NBA TV is your channel for everything basketball. All access.
Team's ready. We lose.
I got back.
All original.
And he plays hard every night. He does play hard.
All exclusive.
That's been the major strength of this team, Coach.
We're the world champs.
All games. All highlights. Watch NBA TV. All day. All night.
Are you kidding me?
All basketball.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I'd like to return these checks. You put the bank's address on them instead of mine.
Okay, that's a new printing fee, a transaction fee, and of course a conversation fee.
Conversation fee?
We'll have to charge you for this little chat we're having. 3 pronouns, 7 verbs.
What?
Oh, emotional outburst fee. Well, those can be steep. You'll have to write us a check.
Fed up with fees? Try Washington Mutual. Our free checking has no teller fees, no fine print, no surprises.
There you go. Have to charge you for that.
Washington Mutual.
Well, the Warriors' biggest lead of the night comes at a good time, up 20 with 3:25 left in the fourth. Our Exxon game-changing play of the night after Dunleavy missed. Petrus swooping in for 2 of his 14 on the follow shot. That is your Exxon game changer as the Warriors change things up in the second half, allowing 17 points in the third and 14 points here in the fourth, crashing the offensive glass, forcing 24 Philly turnovers and 26 points off turnovers.
11 for 37 shooting in the second half they've produced on Philly.
Kevin Ollie is checked in.
But the thing is, also, this team, remember earlier in the season, Warriors couldn't score. And now they seem to score easily.
Well, really, since February 1st, the Warriors have been 103 points a game on average.
Well, one of the best in the league.
And since they've acquired Baron Davis, this team's going to be 3-3 and 3-2 on the road as Josh Davis knocked that out of bounds.
That pass, I didn't think had any chance at all of finding a blue jersey. There was a guy wide open in the corner, but I will say this right now, it's a lot. Baron Davis is a high-risk player.
Well, Richardson had to beat the shot clock buzzer. Ricochet's out of bounds. It'll be Philly ball. Mike Montgomery, in a rare road situation, on a back-to-back, could rest some of his starters here, leading by 20 with 2:35 left.
Something to think about.
Just saying, coach hasn't had that luxury as Iguodala hits a long two. And he's thinking just like I'm thinking, as here comes Biedrins and Nicholas Skidishvili and friends are going to come to the scorer's table, along with Rodney White and Calbert Chaney. But what a tremendous road performance by the Warriors on both ends of the court. Baron Davis having that stolen by Kyle Korver. Iguodala trying to drop it inside, and Derek Fisher will commit the foul. So the Warriors will make a shift change here. This is where the Flyers actually play hockey when they are playing hockey. Sub in everybody, and great night for Richardson with 22, Dunleavy with 21, Murphy had 17, Fisher had 11. Now Kyle Korver going to play the NBA lookalike game. Pretty close.
Well, very close, as a matter of fact.
With Ashton Kutcher, the host of Punk'd on MTV.
Take away that little headband that he has.
Rodney White losing it out of bounds. Still Warrior ball.
Even more so without the headband, don't you think?
I wonder if Kyle Korver went and asked Demi Moore out, if she'd just say yes.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Because he would be her type, right? He looks just like the guy she's dating. Skidishvili inside, still hasn't gotten a Warrior bucket.
I'll tell you something. That used to happen when you were twins, and there were a couple of great twins in this league, and Korver misses a three there. Tom and Dick Van Arsdale, and they used to do that in college. I mean, they are identical twins, and you cannot tell them apart to this day. And, you know, they would once in a while fool somebody and show up at the sorority and it'd be the other guy.
I thought you were going to say Tom and Dick asked Demi Moore out.
Oh, no.
Well, it's extensive garbage time here, and the Warriors will take it. Rodney White missing. Final minute here in Philadelphia with the Warriors going to win this one going away. Led by 1 at the end of 1, led by 3 at halftime. Pushed it to 9 at the end of 3 and just once again outplayed a team in the fourth quarter. Iguodala. I'll tell you what, I know the Andre Iguodala, when you look at the draft day trade.
Yes.
You know, Luol Deng and Iguodala probably would have been players the Phoenix Suns were interested in, and they ended up trading the pick. They saw Iguodala last till 9, and there's Skidishvili's first Warrior bucket, and it's a 3. And
not surprising, by the way, to have the 3, is it?
I think the Phoenix Suns said, if we had known Iguodala was going to be there at 9, we never would have made that trade. Dallenberg missing.
Yeah, he's a kind of Phoenix Sun player, isn't he? Sean Marion type. Has to improve the outside shot.
You watch him drive there, setting up Korver, another 3. And Biedrins with the rebound. Andris Biedrins, third consecutive game. This time he played 12 minutes tonight.
Season high.
Had a block.
This is a big win. This is a big win, isn't it, in Philly?
Well, the Warriors, you look at the Eastern Conference, they come to Washington, take care of the Wizards. They come to Philadelphia, take care of the Sixers. And on the road now, 3-2 on this 8-game road trip. And you think of the teams that have gone on 8-gamers, only 2 other ones. The Sixers did that, and the Clippers went 0-8 on their 8-game trip. No team in the league is going to play 8 games in 12 days, except the Warriors. And they're 3-2 on this trip, heading to Detroit on the back end of a back-to-back on a night where they shoot 45%. They hold Philly to 38% shooting. The Warriors put 5 players in double figures and get a great game from Mike Dunleavy with 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Most importantly for Mike, 6 of 9 from the foul line, as he was aggressive throughout. But Michael Petrus, now that the Warriors have acquired Baron Davis, Jim Barnett, I think Petrus is playing his best basketball with Baron Davis on the team.
Yeah, I have to agree, and he's playing very smoothly and scoring. Mikel, another win on the road. That makes 3 wins on this road trip already. You have to feel very satisfied.
I think everybody is satisfied. We know we played very well. We did a great job. I think we shared the ball pretty well, and we get everybody involved, and it's good for the Warriors' future.
Tell us about your game, because it is developing. You're able to score. Tonight you get 14 points in only 18 minutes, and you hit clutch threes when the shot clock is winding down. How are you able to do that?
Oh, you know, I really prepare myself to win every basketball game right now. I feel better with Byron Davis on the floor, and I just have to pick it up and try to get a win in Detroit tomorrow, and we're going to be fine.
I was going to bring up Baron Davis because he has a definite influence on your game, and he's a player that's not quiet on the floor. Everybody else seems to be quiet, reluctant to talk, but he will speak his mind.
He's a 2-time All-Star, so he got us really better, and that's a great trade. So I feel better. Everybody will stay focused. He's the leader, and we got Jerry's the scorer, and I say it's good for the Warriors' future right now.
You know, it looks like to me, Mikel, that your decision-making is getting better. The experience is helping you find your way in the NBA. Tell us about when you're playing now as you were playing last year, and what the comfort zone that you've developed.
I think my energy from the bench is very important for this team. So I try to stay really focused, and I'm the Warriors' future. So I have to improve myself and get better, and in a couple of years we're going to be great, and we're going to be a playoff team.
What is the difference here? This team is expecting to win now. You can see the confidence. And is it because of Baron Davis and how he's infused that into this entire basketball team?
I think everybody, they came out of the locker, and everybody just tried to come out and stay focused and try to win basketball game. Byron is really helped us, and I think everybody in Oakland right now is very happy, and you just have to pick it up and think about tomorrow and how we play great right now.
Last question. You've got to be very excited about the core of this group. You talk about being the future, along with Mike Dunleavy, Troy Murphy, and of course Baron Davis, still only 25, 26 years of age, and Jason Richardson. Playing with guys like that with the ability to score has to make it easier for you.
Yeah, they make it easier for me, and I say we're the Warriors' future, so we got to pick it up right now and help be great in the future, and I just have to stay focused, everybody stay focused, and everybody enjoy the game. I enjoy the game myself, and I'm happy.
Mikel, congratulations. Terrific effort again tonight. You're playing excellent basketball, putting the ball in there, and congratulations on that win. And Bob, I'll tell you right now, I love to have him on the floor. He scores a lot of points in just a few minutes.
No, you're right, Jimmy. When you think about Baron Davis at 25 and Richardson at 24, Murphy at 24, Dunleavy at 24, and Petrus at 23, there is a young core for the Warriors. Our Corona What's on Tap. No time to think about this one. They'll deal with Detroit tomorrow. We'll have it for you on FSN Bay Area, then radio only in Indiana, and they wrap up this road trip. Nearly 8,000 air miles dealing with Atlanta on Saturday. The Warriors 3-2 on the trip, 3-3 since they acquired Baron Davis, and they blow out the Sixers tonight, outscoring Philly 51-35 in the second half and putting 5 players in double figures. For Jim Barnett, this is Bob Fitzgerald saying so long from the Wachovia Center in Philly. We'll talk to you from Detroit tomorrow. Ashton Kutcher, Kyle Korver, didn't matter for the Warriors tonight.